Extremely unhinged.
Yes. And that's precisely what we love about them.
Would you guys agree?
Yes! Well, because it mirrors the show, right? And I'd like to think it mirrors us. Like, I feel like we're sweet, but also have a capacity for being on.
Yeah.
In our own ways.
And horny. Very horny. Horny. A real horny group you guys are. And we like it.
The only other panels I've done to rival the thirst are the Baldur's Gate 3 fans.
Yes. Well, okay. Let me put it this way. Like, Astarion? Like, there's no way you see a character like that and you're like, yeah, that's fine. Like, and you only lose your mind.
I love that. Who would you say is the most unhinged of the cast in real life?
Brandon?
Brandon?
Brandon.
Definitely Brandon Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Alex a little bit.
Alex
And Amir.
is, you know, Alex can be uncouth sometimes, but Brandon is just downright like NSFW, like constantly.
I love Brandon. He always puts on a good show on stage, but off stage he's really, hi, how are you doing?
Oh my God, it's a switch.
Yes.
He's like a little sweet little man.
Yeah. I bumped into him. It was at the hotel we were staying at, and he went like this, and I went, what? He was like, hi, how are you doing? And I was like, Brandon? Like, is that you?
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, this is Gilbert.
That's incredible.
That's
Gilbert.
magic. This is Gilbert.
Oh my God.
He's the MVP.
Let's hear it for the bag.
Everyone!
I just saw that and I was like, is that a live chicken on the ground?
Yes.
There was a lady on my flight that had a live chicken in a box. It had like holes in it and I heard it clucking. He like walked by.
Emotional support?
What?
Emotional support chicken?
I hope. As somebody who's had chickens in his life, they are very, very supportive.
Did you guys come here to talk about the show? Because we're not going to talk about the show.
Oh, we're talking about chickens, baby.
We're talking about chickens.
This is what happens on these panels. We end up going down black holes. As I said, the fans are sweet and unhinged. Do they surprise you with their takes on the characters? Because you've lived with these characters, you've played them, but then when you come to conventions, does anything surprise you about what they've taken away? And what is that exactly?
I think they know more than I do about the show.
Like, yes, they do. They know more than you. Yeah, I think they're very creative when it comes to these characters. They've taken ownership over the characters. They've, expanded the world, opened up new possibilities for themselves. A lot of them are writers themselves, so they're really using these characters and using the worlds that they've created as like a jumping off point for their own creativity, which is really cool to see.
And what about you?
Yeah, I mean, in a very similar way, like, I wasn't aware of like what an OC was, or even really, really familiar with like what shipping was before getting into this fan. you freaks, you giggling. It was something that I had no idea about, and then everybody was like, what do you think about Radio Apple? And I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? Those are just two nouns. Like, I don't know what you mean. And then just learning all of these different headcanons and ships and stories that people, like ways that people create characters and then put them into the whole story was not something that I had been familiar with before, but it seems like such a cool invitation into interacting with the material and making it, your own, or inspiring your own imaginative, interaction with it. And it's cool. It's cool.
I think when you're, as actors, you have an idea of how you want to play that character. Of course, you work with Viv, you'll work with Richard and things as well. But when you speak to the fans or read things online or get a sense of the community, does it make you want to change the way that you play things going forward, or are you just staunch in your choices?
Okay, so I think there is maybe a tendency, especially nowadays, to put out content, see how the audience interacts with it and what they like about it, and then zhuzh it, to be like, oh well, the fans are really excited about this thing, so let's play this up. And I think that that's tricky territory, especially as an actor, to start being like, oh, well, you know, I know the fans really like this facet of the character when I do this thing, and I don't know, I think people like what you initially put out, and because it's original and not because you were pandering, you know? So I for me personally, like, no, it doesn't change anything. And I would go as far to say I don't think it changes anything on the producing or the writing side of the show too. Yeah.
That's what the fans love the best, right? So.
Well, I also think, like, as time goes on, and the great thing about being part of a series is that, you know, there are many seasons, and so the characters morph because the writing kind of informs that, you know, or your character. Anyway, but your character just kind of morphs along with, like, what they're telling you, like what you see unfolding in front of you, like what their backstories are potentially, you know, you just see it all happen. And that's the way I think characters evolve. I don't really pay attention to what's being said online or anything like that. I try not to.
I was going to ask, because there's fan theories and all sorts of things online, so you don't read those at all?
Personally, I don't. And Viv is also adamant that none of the creative team really looks at that stuff. However, that's not to say, like, there is some really cool shit that people are creating inspired by the material. One thing that I'm always interested to see, because it doesn't go so adjacent or it doesn't connect so fully with the show or crossing the lines, is like Dungeons and Dragons characters made, you know, based off of Hazbin Hotel characters. Those I'm always interested in hearing about.
Amazing. Are you guys D&D fans as well?
No.
Yeah.
I wish I had that, but no, I
should play. We should do a one shot.
I'm scared.
Honestly, I feel
performance anxiety about D&D. I'm like, oh no, I have to like act. What do you think? Like other people are watching me improvise. No, I hate the idea of it.
I don't know, it's like karaoke a little bit. Yeah, where you're like
karaoke, but like,
I do this professionally, but like we're doing this for fun kind of.
Fun.
Yeah, it's just like this weird balance.
Yeah, because we do this professionally, it does feel like I don't want to work. Like I can't even play. What is that game? Mafia. You know,
yeah,
Mafia?
Like there's a lot of
at parties, I
expectation.
can't do it. I'm like, no, I can't. I have to leave the party.
Yeah.
That's fair. The last time I did a D&D one shot, I was just a drunken bard. And I'm from Glasgow, so I just played to type. I was like,
you're such a vibe.
Yeah, I was like, I'm a drunken bard. I don't want to fight. I just want to sing. I wanted to ask Kimiko a question. You said, I watched an interview where you said Niffty is ominous, adorable, and frightening. And I wanted to ask, which of those three words best describe you?
Well, hopefully adorable. I don't know. I don't think I'm ominous, and I don't think I'm frightening. I don't know. I've been told on occasion I can be intimidating, which is funny to me. I don't know. But I think also there was a time in my life where I was incredibly quiet, and so that's probably why. Where people just didn't know what was going on, like in my brain. But I've learned to speak up more. So.
Who would you say is the most ominous, adorable, or frightening member of the cast in real life?
Erica's very adorable. Okay, she's really just like energy, like a non-stop energy. It's sometimes annoying. But she is like so adorable in real life. She's very pure of heart, really, really kind person.
Okay.
The best.
I think frightening could be Alex sometimes. Alex Brightman he's somebody that you say something to and you see the wheels instantly turning, like trying to make a bit out of it, sometimes at your expense. Like, and I'm always like afraid. I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna say to me right now? Like, what are you gonna say? I'm just trying to say hi, good morning. Like, what are you gonna say? But ominous, definitely Amir. He's an ominous fellow.
He's very sweet though, sweetly ominous.
Yes,
Right?
ominously sweet.
Ominous and sweet. We're going to ask some fun questions and then get to the fan questions. So I'm going to ask you guys to line up. There's a mic here to my left, and there is a mic here to my right. So just mind your fellow fans. And as we are lining up, I'll ask these fun questions, and then we'll get to you guys. So fun round, and then we get to these guys. What is the rudest, most outrageous thing you have ever said to a friend or family member?
The rudest?
Nothing.
This one is y'all have your phones and stuff. Y'all are recording. I'm not going there. No way. Absolutely not. I treat all my friends and family with respect and kindness. So.
Bingo.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know.
Really, I can think of some choice words I've said to my dad. What's your favorite insult?
Oh, kick rocks. That's my favorite. I really like that.
Okay.
That's like classic. There's something classic.
Very like Midwestern. Kick rocks. Yeah. Anybody else? Suck a dick.
Suck a dick.
Eat shit. Always really works well.
Eat shit's good.
That's sort of like my repertoire.
I don't want to add to
We're
that.
all so nice.
We're all still sweet.
So nice.
You guys are people. We're really nice people.
I do love like a go fuck yourself. You know?
There we go.
Yeah.
I wanted the net.
You know, I don't find that I'm like insulting people on the
either.
Reddit. Like I'm having like conversations with people,
Yeah.
or if someone is annoying to me or pissing me off, I remove myself from the situation.
I think saying directly the hard, honest truth can be the most searing
Yeah.
to people. And I can do that.
Yeah, and that's fun. That's like
That's who I am at the end of the day. Like if someone crosses me, I'm like, here is exactly what happened.
my favorite thing is like laughing really hard and then being like, oh, I can't believe you said that out loud. Wow. Because it's very disarming to people. Disarming people is my favorite thing.
Yeah. I feel like I'll shit talk, you know, folks, and then when it's actually to their face, I'll be like, hi, so you did this thing that like really bothered me.
Wow, good to know for us. Really good to know. Wow. Just
Yeah, so just like don't get on.
great.
Lull them into a false sense of security. Last question, and then we'll get to you guys. What would you do on your first day of hell? In hell, sorry. What would you do? Yeah, what would you do in hell first day?
I mean, I would have all the.
I'd find Vaggie.
My husband's here. I mean, if you guys have your phones out, I would do a lot of stuff.
I'd check into Hazbin Hotel, man. I feel like that's the place to be.
Not me.
I would be afraid that like Vox, like the V's would like pull me in, you know, too. Because I wouldn't know anything. It'd be my first day.
Okay, love that. Love how on brand you were. Loving that. Thank you. What about you, Kimiko?
I feel like I mean, my instinct was something sexual, but I feel like I feel like I would try and find an ally first and foremost. You know, like make a friend and be like, okay, you know.
Yeah.
That's my honest
Teamwork.
opinion. Yeah.
Love that. Let's give a round of applause for the first part of the panel, please. Woo! All right. Now, we're going to get to the fan questions. Just one short question each so we can get through the line as much as possible, if that's okay, you guys. First up, my love, what's your name and question?
You look gorgeous.
So cute.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Charlotte. I'm a London local. And my question is, not including any of the songs from the show, what song best captures the vibe of your character?
Oh my god. It's embarrassing that I didn't have this in my back pocket.
Well, I think we mentioned this at cons in the past, so I apologize if it's reiterative, but I sang Toxic by Britney Spears as a part of my Angel Dust audition, and I really do think that was like so on brand. Like I think that would encapsulate his character perfectly. which is probably why they chose it for the audition.
My poker face, my poker face. And you know the real lyrics, and if you don't, look them up.
Wait, what are the real lyrics? I feel like my character, like anything in the realm of like Ash Nico, I feel like weed killer, but like roach killer.
Thank you very much. Okay, over to this side. Hello, my love. What's your name and question?
My name's Grace, and I was wondering if you could say anything to your Hazbin character, what would you want to say?
You're not the mess.
You're such a mess, Niff.
She does love you.
Yeah, really like, it's all gonna be okay. It is, yeah.
How wholesome.
Thank you, my love. Let's go back over to this side of the room.
I love the spotlight.
I know.
It's like,
Cinematic.
You have been chosen. What is your name?
Hi, I'm Philippa. So my question is, obviously the crossover with the Helliverse has been announced, we're all super hyped for it. So who do you think from Hell of a Boss your characters are most likely to be besties with, and which ones will be enemies, or in Niffty's case, like, stab them?
You're gonna hate me.
You haven't watched it?
I haven't watched
I haven't watched it either.
But I've watched like secret parts of it.
oh, okay.
Remember?
Yeah, I do remember.
In this room? Yeah, of the next season.
Y'all are gonna lose your minds. I think I want to see Blitz and Angel like fuck shit up. Yes. Let me think. I feel like Vaggie Stolas would be cool. Like I do think that they would like get along on an intellectual level. Niffty, fuck. I don't know who Niffty would get along. Niffty, okay, maybe Luna, honestly, like a Luna Niffty like moment.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Spotlight over here. Hello. What's your name and question?
Hi, I'm Dylan. So we asked this question to Brandon and Alex last year. Out of Hazbin Hotel specifically, which character would you kill off?
How? What the fuck?
Spoiler alert, Adam. First place.
Oh man.
If I answer this question, I'll spoil things from the next season. So I can't answer this question.
The guy that's like, what? They're singing? That guy? I think he does die. I think we shoot him.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Let's go over here. Hello, what's your name and question?
Hi, my name's Amelia, and not a single dance company, but I do have a question about, as you typically play like quite badass characters, obviously Vaggie is, like Rosa and so on. What do you think is particularly different about Vaggie compared to your other badass characters that you play?
I think Vaggie's really deeply insecure. Deeply. I think the badassery is really quite a facade for the insecurities of whether or not she belongs, whether or not she's allowed to be in love, and whether or not she's deserving of love. I think you see little elements of it in season 1 of how hard, desperately hard, she's trying to make everything in Charlie's life good and better at the expense of really like who is she? Like we don't really get to know her very much, and I don't think that's by mistake. I think that there's a long game there, meaning that I don't think she knows who she is, and she's very afraid to lose the one thing that feels like a guiding light to her, which is her girlfriend. Which, that's lovely and beautiful, but is it particularly healthy? I'm not sure, and I think that starts to play out more in the seasons that are coming.
Thank you, good question. Okay, over here, name please.
My name is Socrates, and I just want to ask one question. If you had to spend the week in a cabin with a Hazbin Hotel character who you don't voice, who would you spend it with?
Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah, because
she's
like
so cute. So
she
sweet.
would have everything planned, like
She'd cook all the meals. It'd be adorable. Yeah, Charlie.
Fun time.
Thank you so
because we're all lazy and just want to veg out.
Thank you, my dear. Let's go over here. What's your name?
Hi guys, welcome to London first, by the way.
Thank you.
I want to ask you guys, I asked Alex this at the last con. When you guys were auditioning for Hazbin, did you take into account like any of the pilot voice actors and did you take inspo or like anything from them?
Personally, no. I'm gonna try and find a way like not to like pop this mic. But personally, no. I hadn't seen the show. I wasn't familiar with it prior to auditioning at all. It just so happened that the voice that I developed for the role sounded exactly like what they wanted it to sound like. So I got really lucky in that sense. I think really Joelle is the only one, at least that I've encountered so far, that had watched the show, had been familiar with the show beforehand, before being cast. Of course, after the fact, when I got cast and I started looking at stuff and realizing just what I had stepped into, it was crazy. I'm like, oh my God, I could have never expected this. So no, yeah, personally not.
They offered it to me, which is amazing. But at the time, they had given me a link to the show because the pilot was out on YouTube. And the only thing that I was like, yeah, okay, I hear it's popular, but like I was doing Baby Shark at the time, playing Baby Shark, and I'm like, is this gonna like be a problem? That was my main concern in accepting the role. But I was like, I saw the drawing of the character, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to play this part. She's so fucking cute.
I also didn't watch it. Yeah, I didn't want to. I don't know. I feel like unless you're being asked to recreate something or recreate a sound, I think if there is direction to watch, like please watch it beforehand. We want to hear this particular sound or whatever. Then that's one thing. But I think for me, it's much more important to sort of try to like bring something that Viv wants, right? Like, so if she's asking for, I was just offered it, and it was like, we want this sound that you make, and I was like, cool. So yeah, I just went into it clean, like fresh. Yeah.
Some jobs do like we want a voice match. Yeah, but like sometimes I find it's better to just be like your own thing. Because then you're able to like really fit comfortably in the pocket of like what you're good at.
Yeah, like what you were saying, like the thing that I did was what they wanted, and that's usually like how it works out.
Thank you very much for your question. Let's go over here.
Ready, that light's bright. Ooh!
Hi there, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Bo. I was wondering if you could give your character like a really random like or dislike.
Random what?
Like or dislike?
I don't know. I mean, like, I guess. Why did I think pasta? Why was pasta the first thing that came up? Angel wouldn't like pasta. I don't know.
Like drugs, dislike babies.
I think the first thing that came to mind was Sour Patch Kids. Do you guys have that? Sour Patch Kids? Yeah. I don't know, like the commercials are like sometimes you're naughty, sometimes you're nice. Sometimes they're so sweet, sometimes I don't know what they are. But I got revision. Yes.
I think chicken purses would be something that Angel Dust would hate.
Oh no! You know, there's a little one inside.
Stop!
What do you mean there's a little one
Show us.
But the chicken is deep. I'm so sorry.
The chicken is deep.
Oh!
What?
Where did you get this?
Dislike pulling a chicken out of a chicken.
Where did you get
It's like a Russian doll, but a Russian chicken.
That's Filbert.
Filbert?
That's Filbert and that's Gilbert. I'm very imaginative.
Is this like a father-son situation? Or?
Yeah, whatever. Sure. You know, the rubber chicken.
Actually, we're going to spend the remainder of time in this panel looking through the contents of her purse.
I'm a middle-aged lady. This is as exciting as it gets. Chickens. Thank you so much for your wonderful question. Thank you. Let's head on over here. Hello, my love. What's your name?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Jess. I was wondering, could you say your favourite quote from the show, your character?
Do I remember any of my own lines? It's a great question, Jess, and the answer is no. I really don't. I don't. Do you still have? I mean, I can't.
I have some. I have Angel Dust, but I'm trying to think of Vaggie. Like what?
I don't know. Oh, fuck. Like, I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
I know for Angel, mine is.
Oh, please, baby. This body was made to be exploited.
Kimiko, is yours just a lot of grunting?
Most of my sessions, seriously, are efforts. Just like, like just sounds.
Fun.
I know, it's super fun. She's so gremlin-y.
Thank you. This next question, thank you by the way, Jess. This next question is our last question for the fans, but you guys will answer questions this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Come to our table.
Yeah, come to our tables, ask us anything. And you look stunning.
Thank you.
Yes. What's your name? What's your question?
My name is Finn. Sorry, I have the facts. And my question is, what is the most unhinged shit that a fan has ever said to you?
Oh, child, we've been here all day, honey. Huh.
I can see the whites of Stephanie's eyes.
My personal favorite is when people get really upset, like I've done them really dirty because I don't sound like most of the characters I play. Like it's a personal affront to you that I'm very good at playing pretend, which is okay, sure. Like I'm not sure how to react to it. I'm always like, wow.
You're like, I'm an actor.
But I don't want to be rude, right? Like you never want to be rude to someone that's like, why don't you sound like you do on TV? When you're like, well, I don't know.
I think most of the unhinged stuff happens to other people.
Did you point at blank?
Yes. But I'm always amazed when people come up to like my handler and think that they're Kimiko, because they're usually white, and I'm like, girl, it's me. But there have been plenty. I mean, we have a lot of running jokes.
Yes, yeah. I think one of my favorites, I did have somebody come up to me and they were like, hey, could you moan my name in Angel Dust's voice into a voice memo? And I was like, fuck no. I won't be doing that. But honestly, like, respect. Like, shoot your shot.
God damn, I was just
but-
like, how would that sound, Blake? It was just crazy.
But you know, like there's been quite a lot. But like I think that there's also moments where there's a lot of just authentic interaction that happens at these tables where I know people don't necessarily mean like anything by it, and I'll just kind of just meet them where they're at. But I have gotten to the point over the past like year of doing these cons for the first time that I've gotten good at establishing boundaries, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no groaning, no moaning.
No.
No sexual sounds, please. Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. Don't shoot anything else. That's it, just your shot.
And by all means ask, because Blake has boundaries now. So he's got those boundaries there up high. Guys, we are excited to have you here this weekend. We truly are. Are you up for doing a little stage selfie?
Selfie?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel?
Oh, sure.
I'm down for it.
How do you guys feel? Do you wanna sort of be in this?
You all look so great.
Okay, let's.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. All right.
You want us like?
Thank you guys.
Yee! Oh, look at! I can see all of you now. You're all so cute.
That's really nice.
Oh yeah!
All right. Okay, we're gonna take a selfie. Let's stand here.
Listen, sorry if that wasn't quite as horny as you wanted it to be. All right.
Okay.
But we're trying to be polite. Oh no, my butt. I don't want to look at that. Oh.
I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1.
Here's the horny part for you.
We're all gonna shout Hazbin Hotel. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
No!
Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you guys.